What's up, weirdos? Brian again. Weird World War II board. So I thought I'd jump in and do some painting. I'm almost done with my painting challenge thing. So my Baba Yaga T26. So that's almost done. It's gonna look. I think it's gonna look pretty good when it's all done. Jeez. I do a wash on this bad boy. So for my vehicles, I do a dry brush. Okay, so I'll dry brush silver on there first, and then I'll do a wash. I just get black paint and just water it down and do a full wash on it on the vehicle to get those details. And then after that, I'll come back and I'll put I'll do a dry brush of dirt all over it because tanks are dirty as fuck. If there's any dirt around, they'll pick it up. Now on this one, I'm going to do the legs. I'm going to do a wash on them, like a dip. I use these army builders dip. I'll do that for the chicken legs. But the upper part, I'll just do a black, a wetted down black paint wash on all the details. Tanks are dirty. You should represent that on your models too, if you can help it. When I do my dry brush, my dirt dry brush, I'll make sure to dirt like the areas where the crew would mount up onto it. So around the turret, it'll be dirty. And again, like the areas where the crew would be walking a lot, moving about the vehicle, climbing on top of it. So I think it's pretty much fucking done. I'm about to use some dip on this bad boy and get it done. I'll let it dry overnight on the dip. So army painter, soft tone. I usually get the mid tone, but the soft tone works pretty good. All it is wood stain. That's all it is. The only reason I got this is because I think I got it for Christmas one year. Someone bought it for me. Otherwise, I'd use some sort of wood stain. I think they would use I'd use some sort of wood stain. I think the wood stain I've used in the past was like chestnut something or other. It's basically this exact same thing. This bottle here will last me my lifetime, probably. Again, I don't use the stain the this wood stain stuff on vehicles because I don't know. I think I guess it would work. I mean, I don't know. I just don't for some reason. I just do a damp. I just do a thinned out. And I'm about to dip this bad boy. Should look pretty good. It's gonna take a lot of dip. This chicken. Hopefully it won't screw it up. It shouldn't. It'll darken the feathers up, bring out the detail in the feet. And again, It's supposed to be a chicken, so sometimes if it gets too dark, you can just go back and do a dry brush over it on the areas that, you think it's too dark, lighten it back up and whatever the base color was. That's not gonna look good in black. And again, if it turns out not looking the way you want, you can always fucking repaint it. Preferably not, but worst case scenario, you can. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right. Then I'll just get this back tail feather shit here. I might have to repaint that back tail feather shit. That's not gonna look good. That's all right. But I think it'll look pretty good. All right, guys. Boom. That's done. Done, son. Let that percolate. Anybody got anything going down this weekend? We're gonna this Halloween we're gonna take my daughter to a haunted house for the first time. She never I know I'm failing as a father. She's never gone to a fucking haunted house before. Jesus. She's 16. We've tried to go before, but she didn't show any interest for a while. She was too scared, but now she's kind of, not such a wimp. Get her out there. And usually it's been due to money, just not having any fucking money. Man, those things are expensive, dude. Now there's one in town here. It's called like the Silo of Fear or some shit. It's like $30 a ticket. So, hey, nerd, what's up, girl? So, nerd, you got anything planned for Halloween? Anything you got? I don't know if you have a family or not, or if you just want to go out and dress up. I love dressing up. Halloween's like probably my favorite holiday. So even before I had kids, shit, I was always going to party or actually hosting parties. That was one thing is like, everybody was bitching and moaning that that there weren't any parties. I'm like, well shit, dude, throw one, you know? Don't look for someone else's party. Just start your own. It wasn't hard. I had some killer parties, man. Killer cops and live bands, all sorts of crazy shit. All sorts of crazy shit. Oh, that's cool. You went to a party last weekend? Sweet. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've hit a party. Just should have been raising kids for fucking 15 years and hell, everybody I know really is like, you know, got kids and fucking work and shit. So it's kind of hard to. And nowadays, man, after you work, fuck, you're just zonked, man. You just doesn't seem to have the energy to, you know, go to a party. You'd rather just sit at home, watch TV, and go out. Shit, I've done my fair share of partying over the years, so it's not like I'm gonna miss out on anything. So today I had 3D printed a bunch of shit. I 3D printed some turrets to the BA. I printed up those what DKs or DHs or whatever the hell they're called, DTs or whatever. The turrets. It turned out really good. See if yep, it turned out really really good. Good job, girl. Appreciate it. So like if I want to do like historical accurate ones, I can do this. And I think I want to say that there were the DTM, yeah. They I think they did have the anti-tank rifle, the PTSD or whatever it is, or PHSD, whatever the hell they call it. I don't know if they ever stuck 50s on there, the 12.7s. They may have, I don't know. Or that might just be a dust upgrade. But yeah, that's cool. I also printed up some Nazi she wolves from yeah. Okay, it was a prototype. Okay, I mean, hell, Soviets would stick anything on a chassis. If they could put like 5 things on a chassis, they would. Shit. But I printed up some of KTL or yeah KLTs KLTs Nazi she wolves. Painted up some of the printed some of those up, and in the mix right now, I've got some more of their stuff. I got some more of the she wolves. So I got the STL. It might be from you. The STL of Tito, which is Palo Rente as like a Merc with a dual like Thompsons. I got that in the cook right now, and I got some zombies, some World War II zombies. I got an SS She Wolf Sorceress, and I got KLT's. They've got a tank commander, a German tank commander of uh of Lenny from Motorhead. So it's fucking. He's got like an MP40, and he Lemmy. He always wore like German medals and bullshit or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I know, man. So that's one thing, girl. It's like, I was talking to some of my friends about this whole 3D printing stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, guys, if you thought your pile of shame or your lead pile, whatever you call it, is bad, wait until you fucking 3D print. Holy cow. So that's why I'm like committed to like keep doing kind of these live shows or do like a painting content or not contest, but challenges because I think I mean as a community, I think that's one of the biggest like a lot of the hurdles. I mean, we can acquire stuff, right? But it's like getting the energy and the time or just even the motivation to paint. Paint. You got to paint the shit. I mean, you don't have to, but you should. So yeah, so there's that. So but yeah, but I'm lucky because I don't know if I'm lucky because the Weird War II genre can spill out into almost any genre. So it's like, but at least I'm not playing, fucking historical, like classical, ancients at 28 millimeter scale. I don't know. You guys are nuts. You guys play that? You blocks of troops at 28 millimeter. Oh my god, you guys are going broke, going broke. I know that the rule sets say like what 20, represents what 150, 250 in a block or whatever it is, but still, that's 28 millimeter minis like on a base. You guys are crazy. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Oh, you have to let me know about those. Now, I know KLT has they've got some goblins, like suicide goblins, and some of them have like teller mines on them. One has like a Molotov cocktail. And I think the other one's got a teller mine and maybe one of those magnetic mines, those heat mines. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I guess October is also Orktober. I guess a lot of people do like orc like painting challenges or whatever during October. And I was thinking about getting now there was a game called Panzerfaust, and it was like a fantasy, like I think it was closer to World War One, but it looks World War One, World War Two, kind of a mixture. And all the classical fantasy races were like the belligerents in those wars. So like I think the orcs were the Brits. So you have like British, orcs wearing British kit and having like British weapons and shit. I think the dwarfs were the Germans, so they had German stuff. And then there was like what? There was like zombies were like the Soviets, but they weren't Soviets. They're more like the White Russians, like during World War One. But it's a weird mix because it's like I want to say the Germans had MG-34s in their squads, which wasn't in World War One. But then like there's another weird race, and I can't remember what they're called. They almost look like Rat Man, but I think they were the French. They made the French rats. That's funny. But yeah, I was going to try to secure some of those Brits to do an October, challenge as well. Because I'm done. I'm almost done with this chicken. So I was looking to maybe do that, but I couldn't find any. But let's see if they got any on. And then plus, I would rather print them. And fucking like buy minis because that Panzerfaust went out of print a long time ago, and they had a pretty big line of minis. So I don't know. Let me see if I can find some on eBay real quick. Panzerfaust orcs. Orcs. Let's see what we got here. It doesn't look like it. Nah, it's just some chrome lek. Look at that, guys. Okay, so here's an example, right? So I was looking on the Colts today, and I found a STL file for some Migos that kind of mimic the Migos scale and size and look as the dust ones, which are fucking epic. And for that STL, I think I had two different sculpts on it. It was like I think it was like $8 or something, right? Okay. Now I'm looking on eBay. I'm looking at Chromlech, whatever, has an Orc World War II Panzer NACA with armor fist, Orc armored, whatever. Okay. We're talking one mini, guys. 1168. Okay. This is coming from Germany, and they went $8.76 for fucking shipping. Dude, you guys, we were crazy to like, you know, we were crazy to fucking like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just nuts. It's just crazy. Oh yeah, some cool stuff on that one. They also got a cool like the Lord of the Rings, like it's Frodo, Bilbo, and Sam, I think, or it might have been yeah, it's Bilbo, not Bilbo. It was Frodo, and Sam, and Gandalf, and they all got like World War II weapons and shit. That's fucking cool. I got those. I need to paint those up too. I got a bunch of shit, man. So I'm thinking about doing a solo game this weekend in my rule set because I've been playing other people's stuff. I'm gonna do a solo game for myself, but I don't know if I have the shit. I was gonna do. There's a movie coming out called Panzer '88, and it was the director. It was Kurtzman. No, not Kurtzman. Krasner, the guy who directed Empire. He was making this Weird World War II movie where a king tiger on the Eastern Front gets separated in like a blizzard or some shit, right? And they come across like some village all blown to shit, and I guess some giant supernatural giant like creature starts to attack them, and the whole movie is about like that crew trying to survive this. I think it's a golem. I think this this village that was knocked out or wiped out by the Germans, like one of them, like they're Jewish or whatever. They call up this like this mythological like like entity to go wreak revenge, right? And this thing is massive. It's like a giant. It would be like a giant, and it's all awesome. It's all armored up, and it's got this big ass like I think it's like a big mace, and it's like chasing this king tiger, right? And it's like bashing it, and like it's the crew trying to survive this attack. The whole movie, and man, it sounded so promising. The writer actually, I was talking to the writer for a while, and he was all stoked, and they had like he couldn't tell like who was in it or whatever because of whatever you know gag orders they put on everybody. But it was going to be like a level stars in it, and but when he died, when the director, or not that he was going to be the producer. I can't remember. I think it's Kritzner or some shit, whatever. When he died, because he died just a few years ago, it all just went tits up, and like then the like I guess the studio that was talking about doing it wanted to wanted a retreat, like wanted to change it or whatever. So they wanted a rewrite, and I guess it was to such a degree. It's like it wasn't even the movie it was when he first wrote it. I guess this guy also co-wrote. I think he co-wrote Hellboy, the first Hellboy. Did the screenplay for Hellboy. So I don't know, but if you look it up on Facebook, they still have a page on there, and every once in a while he'll pop up and give like if there's any kind of like forward movement for the movie. But yeah, I mean, it sounded fucking awesome. But again, shit, we're still stuck with Weird War II turkeys like Overlord and SS Doom Trooper and shit like that. So that's one thing Weird War II has not been blessed with is good theatrical or even television. There's been a couple nuggets of Weird War II. There was a Love, Death, and Robots. There was an episode in that. I think it was called The Secret War, where it was like this Soviet squad was hunting down these like aliens, some sort of monsters, and it was their story about hunting down these monsters and then like getting overrun and then like calling in an airstrike or something. Yeah, it's a great show. I mean, I have to admit, most of the stories in that are solid, are really solid stories. Really good stuff. It's so funny because I'm so particular about it's. I'm so weird about Weird War II on in movies. It's like my favorite Weird War II movie is Zone Troopers back in the '80s, and it's fantastic because it's like reading a comic book, right? And it's just I think the characters are fantastic in it. I mean, it filmed well, and I think it's got a lot of heart, and it's got everything I want in a Weird War II story in it. but it's looked down upon because it's not serious. I mean, it's like a comic book. It's like reading a comic book. But anyway, but then like you got so much of it. Like Overlord was supposed to be the weird World War II movie, because it had a budget, supposedly it had a decent director, had some decent. It sucked, just shit. Wasn't anything new, nothing fresh. Um, I don't know, didn't like it at all. And then like Hellboy has a little, cool Weird War II snippet at the beginning when they fought the Nazis in like what Wales or some shit. And then what's another good one? There's been some good ones like Below. Below was like a ghost story, like a ghost story on a submarine. So that was really cool. That was a good one. Dead Mine had some potential to it. That was like Japanese, which is cool. Is a Pacific theater of operation movie, which is rare. First of all, in World War II, and it's even rarer if it's a weird World War II. And it's pretty good. It had like these like super soldier samurai guys in it. They looked awesome, but it fell to the common tropes and just kind of fell apart. But I mean, it's a good entertain. It's worth a one shot, but it's nothing exceptional. The samurai looked fucking awesome in it. The Outpost was good. I enjoyed the Outpost ones. Those were good. There was one called The Bunker, which was pretty good. It was kind of like a ghost story. Um, there's another low budget one, but there's some decent ones out there. But for the majority, most of them are shit. The Asylum does a bunch of them. A bunch of crap. They're shit. But I don't know how they sell that shit. I don't know how the Asylum keeps making movies. Most of them are shit. They might have that. Well, they had that one hit. They had like Sharknado, and they made a huge, huge series of that, and it was fun. It was Sharknado was fun. I guess they're hoping for another like weird, silly movie that just at the right place at the right time kind of thing. I guess I don't know. I have to admit that there was so like when was it Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter came out. I think they did a version of it, right? And although the story sucked, the guy who played Lincoln for them was fantastic. I mean, I think he did better than the guy who did the big budget one. But yeah, that was phenomenal. But yeah, so I've been printing. So I got my two BA-64s done up. Got them all cured. I cured them out in the sun today. We finally had some sun today, so I got them cured. Got all the turrets I needed. So I think next, I'm gonna try some. Do you have a King Tiger, nerd? I can't remember if you've done a King Tiger. I need to do a Moz tank. I know you have a Moz, a mouse or whatever you want to call it. It's in the process. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because in that, I have the only King Tiger I have is that one that I did with like the tentacles. It doesn't really fit, for the story. I was going to see if you had one. I might print one up this weekend and try to get it painted up and everything. When I put my mind to it, guys, I can like get shit done. But yeah, I have some Panthers. Of course, none of them are painted up. It's so funny, guys. I used to have like lots of shit. Like I had a platoon of Panthers before now in the past, but I sold a lot of it for some reason. I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, check it out. King Tigers are always great. You can do the Porsche. You can do the Porsche turret, and you can do the Henschel turret. Do a little variation on that. I need to get with you, nerd. I need to tell you like how you got into like Weird World War II or World War II. I mean, you obviously like Dust. Were you a Dust player? Did you or are you just a historical fan that likes Weird War II? I mean, so what's your story? What's your origin story in gaming? I know you play fantasy too, so just curious. Try to I try to learn about fellow weirdos because we're rare. We're a rare breed. We need we pack each other's play if we can. Oh, I got some. I did get some alcohol, so that's what I'm cleaning the shit with. You're a history buff. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. See, man, I tell you, sometimes all it takes is like just that one interaction to get you hooked on something, right? Shit. Because honestly, like when I was like in the early '90s, I just finished playing like 40K. I was done with it, and I was selling off all my shit because I was just like it wasn't the same rule system, and everybody like it went to the third edition, and I'm done. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna read buy books and shit, and that's just dumb. And it was became a combat game, not like the role playing kind of comic-y kind of game I enjoyed. But yeah, so but yeah, I mean, like I saw some guys doing some playing 28 millimeter World War II, and I never even heard of that shit, and they got me hooked into playing historicals again, and I hadn't stopped since. Hadn't stopped since. So good times, good times. So that's cool. So you had a bunch of coworkers playing. That's cool. Are you still at the same job? Are they still around? You get any gaming in these days? That's the hardest part, man. Is just trying to find games. Shit. Again, you know, most of the games I play, people aren't interested in. We got a huge, you got the normal culprits here, all the GW shit and Magic, that kind of stuff is pretty big here. Bolt Action has a big following here. BattleTech surprisingly has a big following around here too. Oh, you're 100% remote? Oh, okay. Man, I know how that can be. That can get lonely. That was one thing. Like I had worked from home doing like moderation, and projects would, contracts would go up, and you have to fucking find new work and shit. It's just no stability at all. My ex-wife still does that, and she has a hard time finding like 100% remote work nowadays. I guess the big thing is like so like a lot of companies, like let's say have like almost like phone banks, like the internet, you have moderation or whatever it might be, where your sites need to speak English, right? So a lot of these companies are using India. Most Indians speak English. So you have, but they don't get anything paid, anything near like America would. So you have this large population that speaks English, and they but they don't get paid or that shit. So a lot of those jobs are going there. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I got a buddy. My buddy Jason does the same thing. He's like a graphic designer for this magazine, and he works from home for the most part. But like I think once a month or a couple times a month, he'll go into the office for whatever reason. I mean, I tell you, in a lot of jobs, shit, you don't even need that anymore. You don't need these offices. These corporations could save a shit ton of money if they just like maybe even rent it out like a boardroom if they needed one. If they needed people in front of each other, like in person, they can just rent out like a hotel boardroom or some shit. Otherwise, everybody's just online and like zooming or whatever the hell they do. That's what I would do if I have had a company. I'm like, okay, guys, you know, you still have you still have guidelines. You have like deadlines and shit. If you don't make them, fired. I can't have you just not doing your work. But other than that, work from home, save money on all that shit, rent, office supplies, whatever you need. It takes a lot to run an office, man. When I get a little bit more experience in this 3D print stuff, I'm gonna try to take a stab at designing stuff. That sounds fun, man. I do all sorts of crazy shit. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I mean, it's pretty sweet. I don't know why, man. I guess it's hard to break those. I guess working from the office in the office is one of those. You gotta. Did you finish your Dark Elves? I know You said you're working on like a Pegasus or something, weren't you? Is that High Elf Pegasus? Because I want to say the Dark Elves didn't they use like Manticores or some weird like nightmares or some shit? Again, that's just GW. I mean, I don't. There's all sorts of different like. What I want to do personally is like sweet. That's so you speak of Slanesh, man. So that's the chaos god I always followed, right? Um in my gaming. And I'm still looking for it. I want to find like the most inappropriate, naughtiest, dirtiest triple X Slanesh shit out there and feel the full fucking like demon army, or I want to do a cultist army and just have it just like, you know, hermaphrodites, and like, and no one's, everybody's naked and doing crazy shit. And there's all this. Yeah, I just want it like completely triple X and just off the board. That'd be fucking great. Be awesome. Because I mean, I want it because pleasure and pain. I mean, it'd be like the Cenobites meet, like a damn S&M porno, basically. you know. Ugh, I don't know what I'm gonna paint next. Shit. Need to print up that Moz tank. Raptor Knights. What are Raptor Knights? I don't know what those are. Is that one of those big, like Titan looking things, or are those the flying guys? I don't know what a Raptor Knight is. Oh, duh. Okay. Knights who ride raptors. Okay, that makes sense. I was expecting like Raptor Knight, giant mechanical whatever. Oh man. Oh, I don't know what to paint next. To be honest with you, I'm at a painting crossroads here. I need to paint up these BA64s, but I can't do it right now because you go outside and spray these bad boys. I wish I had a place where I had like a spray booth or something like that, but I don't. I got to do it outside when the weather's letting me. When the weather lets me. Yeah, so my buddy Jason, he has a bigger one. So anything big like the Moz, I'm gonna have to have him print up the at least the hole because the hole's too big for the Mars. I was thinking about like some maybe doing it vertical, like flipping it vertical. But Jason was telling me like the time it's not horizontal. That's not a problem. It's like the taller, the more like vertical the print is, the longer it takes, and that would probably take forever. Yeah, he was telling me today some of the more experienced people like they'll like angle things certain ways so like the surfaces they get will be I don't know like when they put all the supports on you want to like do it in a way where the surface is like if they want it like a big like flush surface without a bunch of divots or maybe some wavering from the supports it can like I don't know. Yeah, I use the automatic thing. I just boop. I'm not familiar enough with the like, oh that thing needs a support kind of shit yet. So I'm sure I'll get there. Trial and error. It's all good. These things are cool. These are solid little suckers. Dig them. There you go. Against 148. Let me see. There you go. Looks good. Probably pretty close. There you go. These things aren't very big. Trying to think. There's anything Weird War II that isn't hit. I saw that you're starting to do like Hungarian stuff and like I think some Hungarian stuff, aren't you? Or yeah, Hungarian. That's cool. Um, and you did the M6. I might do a couple of your M6s. That looks cool. Yeah, the Italian. It's cool. I'm really, for the most part, I've played like late war, right? So you're familiar with all the late war shit. It's all cool, but there's so much cool early war stuff that no one really messes with. But I mean, what's cool about it is like those vehicles, like when you're playing like an early war, let's say German versus French, shit. Those percentages are pretty close because I mean the Germans most of their vehicles were light. In fact, the French had superior tanks, but yeah, so when you're playing early war, you don't have these like huge armor deficiencies like you do in the late war. So you got to use your tactics instead of like just massive, 88s and super thick armor. What army did you play when you played Dust? We're about to start playing Operation CeeLo. Char Bs, yeah. That's cool. T-28, 35s, yeah, those are cool. Have you done any of the oh shit, the BA6s? Those are like they call them like cruiser tanks or some shit, the Soviets. But they were used like was it Common Gall or what Carmen Gall, whatever that one, the big tank battle between Japan and Soviet Union. Yeah, the B, not the B. I think it's the B. They're like they almost have a chassis that looks like the T-34. Maybe the BT-7. That might be it. They're kind of the round, kind of small round turrets. I think they only carried like a 37 on them, but they were the one. They were uh, most of the tanks in that battle were with that one. And I'm gonna end up playing that because our Chinese games, we're gonna end up like fighting in that part of the world where China is backed by the Germans, and so they'll have like German armor versus like Soviet armor, so it'll be pretty cool. But like no one, I know. Again, that guy Arctic Fox from Shapeways has some, but you know, it's so expensive to order from that shit. Was it a 45? Okay. Let me see if that's the one I'm thinking of. I think that's the one. Yeah, the BT. It is a BT something. BT7, BT6, something like that. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm talking about. BT7. Yeah. So it's a 45. Okay, I thought it was a 37. Yeah, 45. Very good. Now I know they had I think they had some upgrades like later on. Like I think they put like a howitzer on it or whatever, but I don't know. That's what they usually ended up doing. I want to say that the Soviets had platoons of 3 tanks, 3 vehicles in each platoon. I think it was 3. I know that the Americans had 5, and I know the Germans had 5. But I'm not sure what the French had. I don't know how French organized their platoons, their tank platoons. I'm pretty sure the Soviets tank platoons were 3. Tank torpedoes. What are those? Not familiar with that one. What are these? Is it just like a big fucking torpedo? They just run into shit. I wouldn't put it past them, dude. Shit. Can you imagine? Like, here you go. Run into that tank and blow yourself up. Fuck you. I'm going back to the farm. I'm going back to the oh rockets. Okay. Okay, I gotcha. I think I saw so in one of your Hungarian vehicles, they had those, kind of like those anti-tank rockets, those big old fuck. I mean, they're massive. I saw that you put that in a vehicle. That's cool. I don't think I've seen that rocket on like in any kind of like miniature game. That's pretty cool. The mace thrower rocket launcher. Yeah, those things are massive. Just big ass bastard. I guess that was kind of like one of the first like anti-tank, like it's not really a missile, but I mean it looks like a fucking precursor to like the Saga or the Spidget or some shit. So that's what I want to do. I want to like with the X7s, right? The little Red Riding Hood. That's such a weird name for a missile, but anyway, I want to end up playing a game where it's like imagine the Yom Kippur War when the Egyptians deployed all those Sagers against the Israeli armor. It was like the first time anti-tank guided missiles were really used in mass, and they kicked the shit. I mean, the Israelis were like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that was a rough fucking battle for in that instance. But I want to do that with like on the Soviet side, like on like the Eastern Front, have like German X7s versus like just fucking masses of T-34s and Stalins and shit. That'd be cool. I like playing like I usually play platoon level and smaller, even with my vehicles, because man, there's nothing better than like having an actual platoon of tanks, like in 148 on the board. Games of war crap where like you have a battalion and they're all just touching each other across. It's just fucking ridiculous, just dumb. That's the reason I don't play Flames of War because just stupid ass rules. But yeah, if you space them out and you're moving along and on the battlefield, man, it's a lot of fun. Shit, nerd. If you're ever in Texas, give me a ring. We'll play some dust. I got it all. Like what I was saying, we're playing out Operation CeeLo here coming out. I just need to secure some more units. I got some STLs for the the new kind of light German walker kind of transformed. It didn't have the rivet construction. It was more like, angular. like plate armor. I got the body for that. I bought it on. I think I bought it on Colts. And I got all the zombies. I got see, we're just playing it in like in blocks and how they were released. I think I'm looking for shit. What am I looking for? I found some of the infantry units. I think I'm looking for like the US like heavy armor like headquarters unit or Grim Reapers or some shit like that. That's what I'm looking. I need to get those guys. I had them on. I found some on eBay, but they're like $30 a box, man. I only need one box, but still, it's just like I'd rather buy an STL and just fucking print them. But yeah, man, yeah, it's like collector prices now. There's that one company. What is it? Ammo Drop. I think they're out of Spain. They still have some dust. I guess they're the last people to get anything dust, right? But it's all like all they have now are like the premium stuff, and it's just crazy expensive. They're still trying to sell to the dust crowd, but man, the longer time goes by without any kind of like support, it seems people lose interest in it. I'm not like that. I mean, if I like a game system, I'll play it forever. I try to play all the like weird World War II and pulp games because I want to showcase them and give get some eyes on the genre and help out those guys to try to get some more sales or whatever. And so it's a good partnership because shit, we want to help each other out if we can. For me, it's not about the money; it's just about the hobby, the genre. Oh man, I am stiff a roo. I've been working out again, and I am fucking stiff as hell. Okay, I can't put my arms down. Ugh. But yeah, I wanted to. We had talked about that Migo stuff the other day or earlier today. Yeah, I want to finish off my Migo army. I think I got like 8 of them right now. I'd like to get like 12. Have a good solid unit. They're big too. The dust ones are big. That's what I like. The Migo from like Reaper are like little bitty. They're not very big. I like the big ones that like Dust made. What is this? So you said you played SSU. That's cool. I got an SSU army, an American army and German army. And then I got all the other bullshit to play out the box sets. I like the SSU, like their base troops, the guys with the breastplates. Those guys look cool. Those breastplates are like the ones that they had in World War II. I don't know about the Spetsnaz guys. They look a little modern for me. They look more like Afghanistan Spetsnaz kind of look. I think their Marine, the U.S. Marines look really good. Um, I don't know. Yeah, the American base one, troopers. I mean, the only problem I have with those is their stances are kind of cheesy looking, but I mean, I like them. The and it's weird because the Brits only made like a token, you know, appearance in the Dust world, and the uh the French Foreign Legion was that 3 guys or some shit. I mean, I love Dust guys, and I'm not trying to bash it, but it's like towards the end, they were just like, they were like selling products like, oh, we're gonna take the roof off of this Mickey and call it, a light Mickey, or and they're getting kind of like that, like nothing new, just kind of something modified, or they put on like an extra bit to make, it's something different or something new, something to sell. But I don't know. I thought the Cthulhu stuff was kind of cool. Yes, the little radar dome on top of it. Yeah, that was kind of silly. I mean, it was a cool idea to put like, some sort of spy helicopter, but I mean, just like you said, they're fucking bases. I just thought I mean, you're getting like, come on. You're getting kind of crazy. Now, I did like the SSU, they came out with those like little armored car looking, or those little armored like APCs. Those were cool. They almost look like little like BMPs with a little. Some had the turrets and some. Yeah, I think most of them had turrets on it. Those are cool. I would like to get some of those. Field those as like some sort of late war Soviet APC. But yeah, it was getting. Now I like their mythos shit. I thought their mythos stuff was really great. But yeah, it's like it's kind of funny because it's like Dust had a lot of like you could tell these guys were historic guys, right? Because a lot of the stuff, the fantastical stuff, was still based in kind of like historical, reality, and even some of their fantasy shit, like their fantastical stuff, had like like you said, that one thing had the duck bottom, and kind of like a BMP top. So it was basically they weren't really creating brand new things. They were just kind of using almost like the technology of the day and just kind of you know, twisting it around and making something else with it. That's pretty cool. I dig that. But yeah, those look cool. I know they had like, and they were putting like the rocket pods that, the aircraft rocket pods. They were just sticking on top of that BMP thing. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Their mythos stuff was cool. Their monsters were fucking awesome. Their amigos and they're like, the Nyarlathotep was fucking cool, and oh, the fucking Star Spawn was fantastic. And the cultists were okay. I don't know about the whole Fez thing. I mean, maybe a couple of them having Fezes, that's cool, but the whole like all the dudes had Fezes and all the women were kind of like in their burqa things or whatever. I guess that's fine because I guess the whole story they were in Persia, so I guess they're trying to mimic like you know like kind of the Muslim garb or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I think if they had more general like cultists, I think those cultists would have sold better. But they got pricey in the end too. Woo, man. I mean, they got pricey. It's just like I'm cheap. I am cheap, and I mean, I'll save up to buy something, but man, there's a tipping point for some shit. I mean, even their starter boxes were, I don't know. But I like the system. I mean, I like the look. I love the minis and models and all that shit. And Paulo's a cool guy, and I think he had a cool vision and stuff. And it sucks that all the bumps, the potholes he fucking had to go through. I know that COVID really kicked the shit out of him. I talked to him at that time, and he was stuck in like he lives in China. He was stuck in like I think he was stuck in like where the hell was he? He was stuck in Malaysia or he was stuck in like Taiwan or something. He was stuck out of the country for like months because of the COVID shit. And then the whole lockdowns and all that, shit, that was the final nail, I think. But I guess Cool Mini or not owns it now, so we'll see what what they do with it. I saw their models that came out for their whatever. I was not impressed at all. It looked like a bunch of cosplayers, some California cosplayers dressing up like army, World War II people. Wasn't impressed. And I doubt it's going to be anything like the Dust universe that we're used to. I'm sure it's going to just be kind of like a reskin of Zombie Side or one of their core systems like that. But I guess Paulo is working for him now, so that's cool. I'm glad that he got picked up by another gaming company. He's a talented motherfucker. It did, yeah. I don't know. I didn't like him at all. And it was funny because like the price was cool. I mean, I was like, yeah, it was like $30, $20, something like that. And you got all the minis and you got that comic or whatever, right? But then when the shipping popped up, like another like almost it was more, I think it was more than the fucking or it was the same price as all the shit. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Fuck that. I know they're at. I think they're over in Taiwan, aren't they? Cool Mini or not? Taiwan or Indonesia? And shit, I hear you. But yeah, it's. I was like, that's way too much. I'm not gonna pay just as much for shipping as I did for the whole fucking product. It was crazy. If you go on their site, it's almost impossible to find dust on there at all. I mean, you plug in dust in their search, it doesn't show anything. You got to go to like, I think the only way you can get to it is like pre-orders or some shit. I don't know. Well, I think I'm at a stopping point here. I'm getting tired. I gotta go to bed. But it's always a pleasure talking to you, girl. Um, don't forget, Saturday, Shadow's having his sci-fi show. Be sure to come out and hang out with us again. I had a good time. And I'm trying to think if there's anything on Fridays. There's usually something going on. So, all right, guys. So whatever you guys do, swing over to a nerds account on Colts and check out all her kick-ass weird World War II and World War II stuff. She's a mad girl. She's making all sorts of cool shit for free. Thank you, girl. We appreciate it. And whatever you guys do up out there, yeah, I mean, we had some pretty doozies. We were talking about like fringe shit. I don't know what it was. It was pretty crazy. But whatever you guys do out there, you keep it weird. All right, guys, take it easy.